Emily Kinney came to public notice on the hit series The Walking Dead. Since finishing her run of killing zombies, does one actually kill zombies? I never figured that out. I mean, you disable them for sure. But maybe that's it because, anyway, since finishing her run of disabling zombies, this talented actress has had a flourishing singing and songwriting career. Let's look in on Laurie, who's with Emily right now.
Whoop, whoop, we're live. Emily, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just in LA, hanging out at home, like everyone else, I guess, hanging out at home.
Are you able to stay safe? How's your family?
Yeah, my family's good. They mostly live in Colorado. So I haven't been able to see them too much, but I think Laurie and I were talking about this earlier, that we have been doing these sort of like weekly check-ins, which has been really nice because before all this happened, all the social distancing and quarantining and stuff happened, we definitely weren't regularly checking in, but now my family and I do this sort of weekly, Sunday call check-in. So it's been really nice actually to have that.
It sounds like it brought you guys a little closer together. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it's good to find a little bit of structure in all of this because I know a lot of us have lost our normal routines, and I've found that just having like a few things to like look forward to or to have structure is good.
That's awesome. Also, I hear we have about 2K viewers, so hello to everybody watching.
Oh, nice. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. Oh my goodness. So now, did you have a lot planned for this year before everything kind of went upside down?
Well, yeah, but actually it's been okay. Yeah, I mean, right when this happened was pilot season, so I was kind of in this mode of like running around town, going to auditions, and that completely stopped, obviously. And there's been a few things that I could like, voiceover type auditions and stuff, but that pretty much stopped. So I've just been home. But a few of the things that I had planned for this year,
whatever you're allowed to talk about, of course.
Yeah. No, I do have a new podcast, and I had been already putting that together since October and November. So I was able to we had to cut a few episodes at the end, but we were still able to release season 1, and we just started releasing that a couple weeks ago. So that I've still been able to sort of like, not promote the same way, but still release and get out into the world. And then I have a new album that'll come out this summer, and I'm still planning to do that. We'll just find new ways to kind of promote it. You know what I mean? Like, so some things are still, happening just in a different way,
Oh, that sounds really exciting. I'm like secondhand excited through the screen. This is really cool. So now for, again, everybody watching, your podcast is called My Caffeine Withdrawal, right?
Yeah. And I interview like bands that I love, and we have coffee because I'm kind of like a coffee nerd geek.
Oh, I feel that. What's your go-to order?
I love Americanos, but when I'm at home, I always do pour overs. So a lot of the bands come over and I make them pour overs, or they make me like what they drink in the morning. So that's been really fun.
That's pretty neat. I mean, do you guys have a main topic that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a lot about creativity, and we start out with morning routines because I feel like when you're a creative person, a writer, you kind of have to make up your own. It's kind of like what everyone's dealing with now. Like you sort of have to figure out like your own routines and schedules, and also just the journey of like being a creative person and making it your job, and like the ups and downs that has. So it's a longer form, usually like 45-minute conversation. But yeah, everyone should go check it out. Thanks for I get the little shout out. Yeah. But I'm really excited about it, and it's been great to be able to still kind of like have that work and have that that out, even during this time, having a project, I think is good.
That's exciting. I can't wait to listen to it right after this.
Yeah.
So a common question that I have been asking people has been, I know I'm jumping right into the mental health standpoint. I'm going to veer a little bit. But yeah, a common one has been, when we feel whether it's depression or anxiety coming on, in the past, it's especially for people that are watching, what has been something that's helped you kind of either pull out of that if it's depression, or kind of calm yourself down if it's anxiety?
Yeah, I guess one of the things that has helped me the most is is really talking about it, like reaching out to someone. At first I wasn't as open with talking about it, but now I do have some friends that deal with sort of a similar thing as me, with dealing with depression, or maybe they deal with, more of like anxiety or something. And now that I have that sort of understanding with these particular friends, like I know I can reach out and say, oh, I'm feeling this way, or, and sometimes I think, and can you help me? What should we do to like get out of this sort of thing? So having someone that you can talk to, I think, is really important. And in the very beginning, when I dealt with depression, I didn't know, where I grew up and just who I grew up around. I didn't know people who went to therapy, to be honest. Like I grew up in Nebraska, and just like, even though my family has dealt with some different mental illness, I guess we just didn't talk about it as much. And I just didn't even know that was really as much of an option. And it wasn't until I finally, until it was bad enough to the point where I did finally tell a few friends, and some particular friends said, hey, have you thought about, going to therapy, or like, here's a website, or, and those friends really helped me. So I think reaching out and just putting it out there and being really honest about how you feel is kind of like the first step to getting out of it, or moving on, But other things that help me are, music, of course. And for me, songwriting, I was always doing acting, but songwriting was sort of actually more my way of dealing with like my own things that I was sorting through. So I think being creative, especially when it's for yourself, is really healing.
It sounds like your writing is really transparent. There's a lot of honesty in that. That's kind of flowing through you and onto the paper. So
yeah.
Music, I know you actually just released a song called Out of This World. I've heard it. It sounds so sweet. My favorite one would have to be Popsicles. But what was that song about?
Which one? Popsicles? Or
either of them. Out of This World, Popsicles, and I'm gonna cue something up in a few, but yeah.
Okay, so well, Out of This World, I wanted to release specifically in this time because it was about a long distance relationship, and I had been holding on to the song. I thought it was really special when I wrote it, which is why I recorded it right away. I put like strings on it. I did all this stuff, and then I never released it because I just didn't feel like didn't really fit any other of my grouping of songs for albums, or I just was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I was like, maybe the right opportunity will come along. And when everything happened with being stuck in our homes and, dealing with coronavirus, sorry, I just got a text. The idea of, like being able to feel people's love even when you can't be close to them. I was like, oh my God, the song I wrote that I never released that I think is so special. So this seemed like the perfect time to just kind of like put it out into the world. And so I did.
I think that's wonderful. My whole heart, I'm like melting a little bit. So now I'm actually going to go ahead and cue up a song. This is new. Do you want to talk about it? Fill everybody in a little bit on it?
Sure. So this won't come out until this summer with my new album, but it's called 15 Minutes. And, being an actor and a singer, I've definitely gone through lots of like, it's a very up and down kind of career. And I think over time, I've realized that regardless of sort of the to-do list or career success, the thing that's most important to me is relationships and like the people in my life, and having people that can be with you when something exciting does happen, when you do get to be on a hit TV show, having someone to share it with, to me is the priority.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. And everybody, let's go ahead and take a look.
This is called 15 Minutes. I don't want to start a band, I want to start a family. I don't want to follow back, I want to follow through. I don't really know where I put those 15 minutes I found, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're around. Lit up hot on a TV screen, crying to strangers about my dreams, drinking champagne on my own, scrolling through pictures on a telephone in a hotel room.
If I could get those 15 back, I'd give them to you. I don't want to take your time, I want to take your weekends. I don't want to hold you back, I want to hold your hand. I don't really know where I put those 15 minutes I found, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're around. Oh, I start a watch on your magazine page, but stars, you know, they live so far away, drinking champagne on their own, scrolling through pictures on a telephone in a hotel room. If I could get those 15 back, I'd give them to you. I know you think you want it, you're sure it's worth any trade, but take it from one that's lived it. Nothing is better than the love we just made. Seeking stories is a noble cause, but seeking fame will leave you lost, drinking champagne on your own, scrolling through pictures on a telephone in a hotel room. If I could get those 15 back, if I could get those 15 back, if I could get those 15 back, I'd give them to you.